Namaste. My name is Kaushiki Sondhi, and on today's International Women's Day, we are celebrating the Women's Day with our guest speaker, Advocate Shruti Bish. She is an advocate in Supreme Court of India, and on behalf of Women Indian Chamber for Commerce and Industry and National Council News and Broadcasting, we welcome our guest speaker to speak on the topic cyber security for women, cyber crime against women. So let's welcome our guest speaker, Advocate Shruti Bisht.
Thank you, Kaushiki, for inviting me on today's show. As we celebrate the International Women's Day, I congratulate and wish all the women across the globe happy International Women's Day. I wish them success and happiness at every step of their life. As we say, a girl with a dream becomes a woman with a vision. May we empower each other to carry out such vision because it is not enough to simply talk of equality, one must believe in it. And it is not even sufficient to just believe on it, one must work on it. So today we pledge that we will work together and starting from today, as the National President of the Cyber Security Council of Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I look forward towards the elimination of all crimes against, especially the cyber crimes against the women. Because when we speak about the empowerment is not simply restricted to financial empowerment, the empowerment is also including the social empowerment and the financial empowerment of a woman. I wish every woman success and happiness in their lives. As it is said that a girl with a dream is a woman with a vision. May we empower each other to carry out such vision because it is not enough to simply talk of equality, but one must believe in it. And it is not even simply sufficient to believe in it, one must even work for it. So today we pledge that we will work towards the empowerment of women together. As the National President of the Cyber Security Council, Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we have always dedicated ourselves towards the elimination of cybercrime against the women, not just in India, but across the globe. Now, keeping this in our mind, when we speak about the empowerment of women, is the empowerment of women sufficient simply by having financial empowerment? Definitely not. The empowerment of women is sufficient that a woman is financially, socially, and morally empowered, and even legally. But in our country, when we see the legal empowerment, we see how the failed mechanism they prove that the empowerment of women is, a near realities, or is just on the papers, is just on the files, or is just on the media. Practically, where is the women empowerment? From evolution of the society, the crime has also evolved. From sati to dowry systems, to bride burnings, to acid throwings, to molestation, to cybercrime. The victim has always been a woman. How can we say that the women has been empowered then? Empowered means a woman who is socially, morally, financially, emotionally, and legally free from all the clutches and the restrictions that are imposed on her. The society evolved, the crime evolved, but the victim was a woman. So that's the most unfortunate reality of our country. Now, when we speak about the cybercrime, as we take up the most interesting topic of the recent days, that is the online dispute resolution and the cyberspace, especially relating to the women and the children. Now, when we look into the present scenario, do we see that the women are safe from the cybercrimes? Definitely not. As per the recent Beyond report, 60% of the women in our country are harassed in a way or other through the internet. Whether a woman is in a starting level or she is an entrepreneur or a leading level, we do see the harassments of women happening at every time, every moment. Every day, another new crime is reported. This happens when there is underreporting of the cases. There is 60 to 70% of the cases underreported, and then also we have lakhs of cases and complaints pending before our cyber cells and our courts. Why is this happening? This happens because of the society and the values. Supposing a crime happens, if a girl is cyber stalked or bullied and she goes to a police station to lodge an FIR, the question will not be as to why this crime happened on her, who is the criminal. The question will be why this happened on this girl. That means somewhere this girl is in the fault. The fault finding
the moral questioning, the character evaluation of a girl or women in our society is the worst feature that prevails even today. When we speak of 2021, when we speak of Women's Day, when we speak of empowerment, this reality prevails. If a woman is, her photographs are mocked, if she is bullied, if she is harassed, the question is why this happened to this woman and not to other women. People will simply say that something is wrong with this woman, that's why it happened. And this deters the women reporting the cases. Forget about getting the justice. We don't have even the proper reporting of cyber cases in our country. And supposing if a girl takes up the steps of reporting a cyber crime on her, what happens next? Are there FIRs lodged? No. You run pillars to post for justice? No justice is given to you. Justice is a far off dream. Even an FIR is not lodged in our country. What happens to the complaints? Just pending before the courts, tribunals? Nothing happens there. That's the utmost reality of our country. Before coming into the real picture as to why do we need the online dispute resolution for the cybercrime, we will simply go across some of the most prominent cyber crimes that happen in our country on the women. The most prominent is the cyber stalking. 75% of the women, they are prone to cyber stalking. The victims, they even commit suicide. At times they are murdered, brutally molested. This happens every other day in our country, but we don't think about the redressals, the solutions to this problem. The cyber pornographies. Every other day, a woman is pornographed. She is being portrayed in a very indecent way. We have Women Indecent Representation Act, but do we see the implementation? No. We see the women being indecently represented anywhere. Recently, we came up on the OTT regulations, where the recommendations of the National Cyber Security Council has also been accepted by the IB Ministry. It was accepted that the YouTube channels, there should be an intermediary guidelines, because the way the pornography and the vulgarity is displayed on YouTube channels, the Netflixes and Amazon, there should be a curb on it. And we are glad that this recommendation is followed, apart from the recommendations of ours that the guidelines like in Singapore and other countries should be followed, the age gradations, the 13 years, 16 years and others. But still we expect the government to bring more stringent OTT regulation that is completely taking off the licenses of the Netflixes or Amazon or OTT platforms that display pornography, and also a sort of censorship on them. So that's one of the realities we have. Now, apart from the cyber, pornographies that was being displayed by OTT platforms, and now government is coming up with a regulation, we can definitely look forward by that the crimes to a certain extent will reduce. There are so many more crimes: the cyberbullying, the cyber defamations, the harassments, the trolling, and whatnot. What happens to a woman when she lodges a complaint? Nothing. She is cross-questioned to her. That's the investigative challenges that a woman faces in our country. Apart from it, if we look into some other crimes like the consumer related forums, the consumer crimes is not restricted simply to the buying and the selling of the product, that is also relating to the cyber crime. Women, they are more on the online shopping portals because they are running the households. So supposing recently we came up with Amazon came up with a gift link saying that, oh, if you click on this link, you will receive some kind of gift on International Women's Day. That's fake. And that is being circulated even today across the globe. That's the reality. The moment you click on this link, your account, your mobile, your laptop will be hacked. Your account will be finished off from the monies, it will be siphoned. So these are the realities that still happen. If you are on an online shopping portal and you click on a wrong link, your entire database can be theft, entire accounts can be hacked. That's the reality. What we have in our country? Nothing. But if you compare this to the European nations, in European Union we have European online dispute resolution platforms, wherein we have to make on the online shopping safer and fairer through access to quality dispute resolution tools. All online retailers and traders in European Union and Norway are obliged to provide an easily accessible link to the ODR platforms and an email address of the ODR platform to contact the consumer. That means the moment you have been cheated by a fake website selling anything, you can quickly resort to the online dispute resolution, that is the mediation, arbitration and negotiation that can resolve it within 3 months to 6 months. That's the benefit of it, but we don't see this happening in our country. This where we are lacking. We come on to the IPR, how the patents and the trademarks and trade secrets are being taken off. There is cyber squatting. Supposing your domain name is registered, your website is .com or .in, and somebody cyber squats means somebody takes the similar name and cheats the customers and take away your clients. It happens. Where do you go? Traditional litigation, it takes years and years. So for this, we need some online dispute resolution mechanism to come up in our country. So again, for the IPR, as we see presently, we have National Internet Exchange Authority, but that is for the in domain. But there are various other cyber squattings and the IPR infringement for which we require the online dispute resolution forum. So as we are speaking more onto the cyber crimes, it's not just restricted to the IPR infringement that is on the domain name. Supposing you have a website like Dabur, somebody copies it to daburindia.com. Do you identify whether Dabur is rare or Dabur India? Definitely not. There's cyber squatting, and it happens. And for women, it more happens. If she has her own businesses, her websites, her companies, the people they are going to be more targeting her. There will be more harassment for her, more cyber squatting on her, and the redressal is seen in our country. So keeping this into the mind, it's extremely important to have a quick fast track redressals. For this purpose, we seek that the online dispute resolution should be covering the cyber crimes, especially on the women and the children, and the POSCO related offences on the girl child. Because women, as per her nature, is more emotional, and after facing the cyber crime, many people they give up their lives, they suicides, they are murdered, they live in depressions, and they give up their careers. So many type of cyber stalking, cyber bullyings are happening. People they give up their professions, they leave the social media platforms. That's wrong. A woman has the right to use the social media platform in our country. So keeping this into mind, if we change this recourse to the online dispute resolution, we see a quick redressal of it. We see a quick redressal in a way the women will not have to go to the police station to lodge an FIR. She can directly call an ODR firm, and the mediator will sit there, the arbitrator will sit there, preferably a women lawyer and a women arbitrator who would quickly give directions to any of the person troubling her, and notice can be sent, both parties can be mediated, and a quick redressal can be seen. So this is extremely important. That's the first step that can be taken on it. Apart from it, a woman will be more free to express her crimes to a women lawyer or women arbitrator or mediator as compared to the police stations who are not women friendly in our country. Our police mechanism has not been trained enough to be sensitive towards a women crime. Instead of being sensitive towards the crime that happens on her, women is cross-questioned. Her morality and her character is questioned at every step. The crime that happened is not that much abusive that the prosecution and the investigation becomes more torturous. There's the again a big picture of Indian scenario. So keeping this into the mind, a kind of online dispute resolution forum is must. The National Women Commission, the Delhi Women Commission, all the state women commissions, the National Human Rights and the state human rights commissions, as well as the child protection commissions, they all should get connected to an ODR platform. Instead of diverting the cases to the local police stations where no redressals are happening, we should divert it to the online dispute resolution forums where we can seek a redressal within 3 months to 6 months in our country. So that's one of the step that the government should be taking up now. And the corona time, this 1 year lockdown has taught us several good lessons. We have seen how even the Supreme Court resorted to the online forum. Even through the video conferencing, the Supreme Court could run. We have seen how the government mechanism, the consumer, even the big corporates, they work from home. So this advanced technology was a bliss. We should learn a lesson from it. If we can run the litigation through video conferencing, then why can't we divert it towards the online dispute resolution forum? Because litigation cases are burdened with crores of pendency in the courts, this is extremely important to redress it through the ODR and the ADR. So the lesson that we learned should be implemented. Even after the lockdown and this corona pandemic is complete, that can be soon completed as we have, the vaccines coming in our country, we soon expect the normalcy to regain. But that is not the end of the problems, the solutions, the people they are seeking. Even afterwards, we should divert the ODR platforms and promote it. The technology should be utilized in the right direction. The judicial mechanism is overburdened with the pendency of the cases and litigation, and this is the high time that the hybrid models of the courts and the virtual courts should be, promoted and should be mechanized by the government itself. The patterns of European Union, as I suggested, the patterns of Hong Kong ODR schemes as is implemented for the MSME sectors, that should also be implemented in our country. The court mandated mediation should go under the Commercial Court Acts and the Consumer Court Acts. And even, encouragement should be given to the women to go for ODR whenever any cybercrime happens on her. So many cases have happened on bank hackings. Women have been targeted. You go to an IT tribunal. How many years do you take? You sit there for years and years. No, prosecution or judgment is given. Women, they are not so much financially independent in our country to take litigation for 5 to 10 years. We need quick redressal, and only online dispute redressal is the solution for it. To conclude our day of International, Women's Day, I would definitely say we always speak of women empowerment. The real women empowerment will come on the day when we don't have to celebrate an exclusive day for a man or a woman, where all genders will be equal, where we will simply have a human rights day where women, men, or a transgender all are equal. We just dream of a day where this would be a reality, where we don't have to exclusively pick out a day and celebrate the women empowerment. There will be a day where all human will be equal. So to bring this situation, I think it's entirely on the women first of all, then the society, the government, and also the law enforcement agencies to come up together and make this reality happen. To conclude of today's speech, I would definitely like to say, Yatra Naryastu Pujante Ramanate Tatra Devta, Yatra Naryastu Na Pujante Sarva Vastra Trafala Kriya. That means the divine are extremely happy where our women are respected. Where they are not, all the actions are fruitless. So thank you, Kaushiki, again for inviting me to this show. I simply wish Happy International Day to all the women, and the real sense of empowerment where a woman will be happier, safer, bolder, and independent in the real sense in our country and across the globe.